Welcome back to another Champion Deep Dive, and today we're talking about Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's a judgment placing, multiple buff proccing with massive crits and power locking, backed by Galactus rocking that cosmic hog with massive furies right down victory lane. Let's get into it. First things first, Cosmic Ghost Rider's passive abilities make him bleed and incinerate immune. Also, while fighting a villain, he inflicts an indefinite armor break on the opponent. Now, much like how Ghost Rider works, Cosmic Ghost Rider has Cosmic Judgments. These are activated whenever he triggers Armor Up, Fury, Precision, Cruelty, Power Gain, Unblockable, Vigilance, or Aptitude buffs. Each judgment can only be stacked a single time, but lasts indefinitely. And each one placed on the opponent increases the duration of any buff triggered on Cosmic Ghost Rider by 20%. While you have 5 judgments in place, this bonus is doubled. Also, when gaining any 5 or more judgments, there's a 100% chance to place a power lock debuff on the opponent for 6 seconds. After this power lock ends, or if it fails to apply, all judgments on the opponent have 100% chance to be converted into armor break debuffs for 10 seconds. These armor breaks are pretty juicy too, which gives him a leg up when he's going up against some of those larger health pools. If Cosmic Ghost Rider is inflicted with a Fate of Seal debuff, he removes all of his judgments and cannot trigger new ones until it ends. Okay, how do you actually place these judgments though? I gotcha. When Cosmic Ghost Rider is attacked, he has a 100% chance to trigger an Armor Up buff lasting for 10 seconds, giving him a judgment to lock into the count. Finishing a 5-hit combo with a medium attack triggers a Vigilance buff, preventing your attacks from missing for 10 seconds and placing a corresponding judgment of Vigilance. Finishing a 5-hit combo with a light attack triggers a Power Gain buff, granting 75% of a bar of power over 1.25 seconds, placing a judgment of Power Gain. When charging a heavy attack, he triggers an Aptitude buff, increasing the potency of any Armor Up, Fury, Cruelty, and Precision buffs triggered by 50% for 8 seconds. And that's not all, you gain judgments from the special attacks as well. Speaking of which, let's check those out now. Now, special attacks trigger a Cruelty buff, increasing critical damage rating for 10 seconds, and a Judgment of Cruelty. But wait, there's more. For the special one, on activation, you not only get that Cruelty, but you also get an Unblockable buff for 1 second. And that's right, you guessed it, a Judgment of Unblockable is also placed. This attack incinerates the opponent over 5 seconds. The special 2, on activation, triggers a Precision buff, increasing critical rating for 10 seconds. And it's a pretty chunky value to fuel those big yellow numbers. This is followed by a Judgment of Precision. And not only that, there's a 100% chance to inflict an armor break debuff per hit, removing 1 armor up buff and reducing armor rating for 15 seconds. Again, chunky armor breaks here as well. Now, the special 3. On activation, triggers a massive Fury buff, increasing attack by 3706.25 for 15 seconds on this rank 3 6-star, and placing a Judgment of Fury if one is not already activated. Now, let's check out that signature ability. When awakened, that power lock you gain when reaching 5 judgments is upgraded to a Damnation debuff that deals damage over 4 seconds, but now also adds Heal Block and Fate Seal to the mix on top of the original power lock. So, lots of options here on how to use Cosmic Ghost Rider. With that assortment of buffs and judgments, that's going to spark discussions of what the best order of execution is, but let's check out a rotation that I think you might like. Now, in longer fights, especially if you're running Double Edge and Liquid Courage Masteries, is to end your 5-hit combo with a medium to gain the Vigilance buff and Judgment. And make sure to trigger Dexterity by dodging an attack to gain a Precision buff and Judgment. This puts you at 2. From there, rush to 3 power bars and be sure to land a parry if available. Charge your heavy attack and immediately launch your special 3, because remember, you gain the aptitude on heavy charge, so it's almost instant. Now, this split-second action gave you a medley of benefits. First, heavy attack gains aptitude and your 3rd judgment. The launching of a special attack gave you Cruelty and your 4th Judgment. And finally, your special 3 gave you a Fury buff with your 5th Judgment. Not only that, but if you successfully parried before launching, you now have a stunned opponent waiting for your onslaught. So make sure you can finish with a light attack for the double duration power gain before the 4-second timer ends and converts your judgments. Now, because you have those 5 judgments, and you have that damnation right there about to expire, all of your judgments are about to reset. Meaning, when you launch that special 2, you're going to reapply that Cruelty and a Precision on top of the buffs you already have, as well as the armor breaks from the converted judgments. Make sure to launch this in time to take advantage of the potency bump from your aptitude buff. You'll be glad that you did. Now, at the end of this rotation, you'll have noticed you barely used recoil at all, if any. Alternatively, off that same rotation, because of the reset judgments, if you heavy charge cancel into your special 2, you increase the potency of your Cruelty and Precision buffs for the rest of their duration. Another option, you can do the previously mentioned rotation, but after the special 3 and light attack finish, go for another special 3. Again, get a parry if you can, but if not, just heavy attack charge and cancel into special 3. This means that every buff gained here is subject to both aptitude buffs for massive potency hikes. In shorter fights, finish with a medium attack, then finish with a light attack for the power gain to rush to the special 2. From there, heavy cancel before you launch and watch the fireworks. The massive armor breaks should facilitate an easy finish. Now, this is an important note. You're going to want to save that Precision judgment, so be careful not to activate Dexterity. You're going to need it for the special 2. Remember, you can only apply the judgment once to receive the corresponding buff from your special attack. So, if you burn it on Dexterity, those yellow numbers will be quite absent. Have you thought about where best to use Cosmic Ghost Rider? Sound off down in the comments below. Now let's see where his fire burns brightest. Cosmic Ghost Rider's easy access to buffs makes him a real candidate for buffed up. And because of his immunity to bleed and incinerate, you can take him into Caltrops, Biohazard, Freezer Burn, and thanks to all of his damage output and those armor breaks, he can pretty much outdamage most healers in the game. Now, let's check out his synergies. Spirits of Vengeance with Ghost Rider on the team, you gain 50% buff duration if there are no active judgments on the opponent. This is really great for those short fights where you want a quick burst of power gain to rush to the special 2. And Ghost Rider increases his Fury buff duration by 100%. Heralds of Galactus with Silver Surfer, Airwalker, or Terrax is a unique synergy exclusive to Cosmic Ghost Rider that allows him once per fight to dash back and hold block for 1.2 seconds, which sets the next judgment you trigger at negative 100% ability accuracy. In other words, this allows you to gain a benefit from the buff without triggering the judgment, letting you double dip on the buff of your choice. Cosmic Justice on Wheels with Night Thrasher grants Cosmic Ghost Rider increased armor break debuff duration by 35%, giving you more time to take advantage of them. For Night Thrasher, the last hit of a heavy attack refreshes one active taunt debuff. Cosmic Bane of Evil with Man-Thing on the team, Cosmic Ghost Rider's heavy charge triggers an unstoppable buff, lasting 0.5 seconds, then going on cooldown for 20 seconds. This is a great way to load up your special attacks with an aptitude buff before launching. As for Man-Thing, he gains 5 agitation whenever you nullify a buff. And finally, punishments of infinite variety with Punisher 2099 on the team. Cosmic Ghost Rider drains 5% of opponent's power the first time they reach max power, and it triggers a power lock for 2 seconds. This is a great safeguard against accidentally pushing a special 3, or a great way to strategize your own assault. Punisher 2099, heavy attacks have a 100% chance to grant a Fury buff, increasing attack rating by 25% for 10 seconds. Of course, as a Cosmic, you can dabble in your favorite flavor of Cosmic buff duration enhancement, either with Captain America Infinity War to cover all buffs, or a more focused buff selection in the Cosmic Supremacy synergy with Black Bolt, but with longer durations. Now, let's check out some Masteries. As mentioned earlier in the deep dive, Double Edge and Liquid Courage Masteries will add a slick combined 60% attack bump to your damage, but be warned that using too many specials in one match will have you at the mercy of the recoil mastery. Thank you for watching this deep dive for Cosmic Ghost Rider. Are you ready? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. Oh, Potamus!